Pocketnow Daily, Apple Glass, your private iPhone screen, video Pocketnow. Here is the Lenovo Legion gaming phone in all its glory. Android Authority. Google adds an emoji shortcut bar in Gboard for Android, XDA developers. Ghost of Tsushima is out now, and here's how long it takes to finish. GameSpot. Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition leak reveals cheaper iPhone 12 rival, Tom's Guide. British Airways retires entire fleet of Boeing 747 jumbo jets, globalnews.ca. Urbanized, Daily Hive. Urbanized, Daily Hive. Severe weather events worsening in Calgary, hail suppression expert, globalnews.ca. Revamped Apple Sanlitun store opens in Beijing, Macrumors. Bubble tea, Ninja, pinched finger among new emojis for Apple in 2020 CNN.